What is up, everyone? MunchingOrange here, and welcome back to Pokemon Sword and Shield. We're in Winden today because we're in the endgame now. It's champion time. Looks like we're back in the Hotel Rose Carlton. I hope they didn't charge me for those 3 nights. So Chairman Rose turned himself in then. Never thought I'd live to see the day. He awoke Eternatus and nearly caused a catastrophe for the entire region. You reap what you sow, I say. Feels bad though. I think it was honestly an accident. Well, not exactly an accident. That'd be a pretty big oopsie if it was. I don't know about you, but I slept like the dead. Jeez, Hop, why do your references always gotta be so morbid? First he said something about eating his own arm, now he slept like the dead? That's not cool, dude. Everyone's still talking about what happened, but at least things are back to normal now. We really did defeat Eternatus together with Zamazenta and Zacian. And still Lee's, well, he's being Lee, insisting on having a championship match with you today. It's a bit much, isn't it? You sure you're up for it? Yes, I've been dying to do this. Oh geez, I guess I make morbid references sometimes too. I'm not even too sure about him. He was out cold and hurt pretty badly himself during all that mess. I do understand how he feels though. Feels like I've been waiting forever to get to see you and him face off in a serious match. So come on, the match will be at Winden Stadium. Where else? Well, you got a point there. I just hope he's serious this time because I cannot stand to be delayed anymore. We need to face Champion Leon at last, and I sure hope there's nothing else in our way. First, it was the semifinals versus all the previous gym leaders. Then it was Chairman Rose with his master plan to save the Galar region 1,000 years in the future. Like, can we talk about that for a second? Because I still don't even get what Chairman Rose was thinking. Also, I'm kind of bummed out that we never got to ride on the Ferris wheel or really see the Big Ben. I mean, I guess we stayed under it though, so that's good enough. Hopefully, if we do get a third version of the games, we can at least ride on the Ferris wheel. But yeah, Chairman Rose was trying to save the world from an energy crisis that would happen 1,000 years into the future, which I guess you could compare to something like fossil fuels in the real world, which are eventually going to run out. But his solution to that was to summon an otherworldly monster with limitless energy that plunges the world into eternal darkness. Sounds like the Ultra Megalopolis, actually. Maybe that's the darkest timeline of the Galar region. We do have a very special Pokemon in here now, our best friend Eternatus. And I guess I got one without a beneficial nature, or one that doesn't do anything, actually, which isn't the worst, but there he is. Or it is, as it is a genderless Pokemon, a poison and dragon type. And if we check out its stats and moves, you will see he is pretty dang beefed up with the pressure ability and cross poison, dragon pulse, flamethrower, and Dynamax cannon, which will be one of its signature moves there. 100 power. The user unleashes a strong beam from its core. This move deals twice the damage if the target is Dynamaxed, so we'll definitely test him out during some max raid battles in the post game. But from what I've heard, you actually cannot Dynamax this Pokemon, or even Eternamax it, which a lot of people in the comments let me know. Apparently the form that it took, the giant spiraling beast, is known as Eternamax, not Dynamax or Gigantamax. So we'll check that out in the Pokedex in just a little bit, but before we do, I wanted to reminisce about some of the friends that helped us out earlier in the adventure. Starting off with Robin, I thought about adding them back onto the team for the final battle against Leon, but unfortunately they've fallen pretty far behind in levels now, and even though we could use some EXP candies, I kind of like the team that we're rocking right now. I feel like they helped us through the most epic event in the whole game so far, and so they deserve to take on Champion Leon. I guess Robin kind of deserves it too, but I think the team that we've got now is a bit more unique, so I'm going to stick with what we've got, and we'll just reminisce for a little bit. I don't really see anyone here. Oh, actually there is Mothra, who did help us out against Rayhan, and I believe Piers as well. Over here we've got Cardi, and I just remembered that I sent a bunch of my Pokemon out on Pokejobs, so maybe we could collect them back since I keep forgetting to do that. But of course there's also Flash, the Boltund, who we had at the very beginning of the adventure and kind of left behind pretty early on. Feels bad. I wish I could have used this Pokemon more, but it really isn't quite as strong as, say, Toxtricity or a lot of other electric types in the game, but he did serve us pretty well throughout the beginning of the playthrough. And last but not least is, of course, what? Where the heck is Charlie? At last, we get to say thank you and goodbye to our dear friend. Although the playthrough is not quite over yet, so Charlie could have a chance to make a comeback in the post-game, but of course we've got to take down Champion Leon first, and also I wanted to check out Mucha Lucha, I guess. She didn't get much of a chance in the spotlight, still helped us out in the gym challenge, so deserves an honorable mention here. And now, I guess that is enough delaying. I know a lot of you guys are thinking, Munch, you've been wanting to take on Leon forever. How the heck are you doing us like that? Why are you delaying it so much? But there's one last thing I want to do. And I know this might seem kind of dumb, but it is getting back the drum beating on Mojo, because it is our signature move, and even though Woodhammer has more power than it, actually 40 more power, that is pretty substantial, but I want to see the drum beating in the final battle against Leon. A couple of people mentioned too how I kept Dragon Darts on Daenerys instead of giving her a more powerful move, but I think technically the move that we got on her was the same power as Dragon Darts, since it hits twice, but drum beating is actually significantly less powerful than Woodhammer, but Woodhammer also does recoil damage, so I guess it kind of balances out in that way. So now with all of that done, it is finally time to head to Winden Stadium and take on Leon in the championship match. So if you guys are excited, make sure to drop a like down below for sort of the finale of the series, at least of the main story, but there will be post-game content coming up, and I'll talk about that more at the end of the episode. But hey, it's Orange! Is this our #1 fan here, or is she waiting inside? I don't know, she's got the same character model, but go on, show us what you can do! Please, can I have an autograph? Oh my gosh, I forget that we're now the savior of the world, on top of being the unbeatable challenger. Not champion, but there she is, still waiting for us to take on the champion. So this is it, guys. We're about to take on Leon in a champion time, and for some reason I keep thinking that we're forgetting something, or there's something I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, the Pokédex description for Eternatus. I promise this is the last thing that we're going to look into, okay? So if we scroll all the way to the bottom of the dex, we will see Eternatus there, number 400. So yes, there are still 400 Pokemon in the Galar Dex, so just about half of the Pokemon in total were cut out of the game, which still, it's a pretty good amount of them, 400. And Eternatus at over 2,000 pounds and 65 feet tall. This is indeed the gigantic Pokemon. The core on its chest absorbs energy emanating from the lands of the Galar region. This energy is what allows Eternatus to stay active. As you can see from the core in the center of its chest there, I guess that is where the Dynamax energy comes from. But if we scroll to the side, we will see the Eternamax form of Eternatus. And probably the longest cry ever. What the heck was that? 328 feet tall or long, I don't really know, man, but this thing is indeed gigantic as well. As a result of Rose's meddling, Eternatus absorbed all the energy in the Galar region, and it's now in a state of power overload. I'm curious how people knew that this thing was called Eternamax form though, before battling it, because I don't think there was ever any mention of it being called Eternamax during the story, so a lot of people were correcting me saying, oh, it's Eternamax, not Gigantamax, but I don't think there's any way we could have known that before checking out its dex entry. But yeah, it is probably one of the weirdest looking Pokemon ever. Honestly, it looks more like an Ultra Beast than a Pokemon to me, and I just realized we should have actually checked out its motions. Although it doesn't really seem to do much motions there. What the heck is this thing though? It looks like a spaceship, but also a black hole kind of snake thing. Definitely looks more like an Ultra Beast than any regular Pokemon to me. And it very well could be, if this was Alola that is, because now Ultra Beasts are a thing of the past. So here we go, guys, no more delaying. This is the final match against the champion, the championship match. Are you ready to face Leon? Actually, let me make sure that the right Pokemon is leading the party, because it should be Daenerys or Violet. I guess either one is fine, but why does Violet not have an item right now? What the heck? Wait a minute, we actually popped the air balloon? Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. The air balloon gets destroyed once you pop it? but it doesn't get destroyed in Wi-Fi battles. What the heck, dude? That's so lame. How the heck am I gonna get another air balloon now? I guess we'll give her the magnet for now, and why do we have a new key item? Oh, the Rotom catalog. We got that a while ago. I was like, what the heck is that? Okay, anyway, now we're for sure ready. I'm gonna keep Violet up first since she's got the Volt Switch, just in case we run into something we don't really want to fight. So it's time to change into our uniform and head into the pitch for the championship match. And one final transition. We go straight into the stadium. Look at all those chants, man. The crowd is ecstatic for our final battle in the Galar region, and so am I. After getting delayed countless amounts of times, there he is. I can't believe it's finally gonna happen, and there's no trolling this time.
We interrupt this program to bring you...
No, God!
My matches are always sold out, but this, I've never seen a crowd this wild. Everyone knows what you did for us this week, Orange. They know you're the one who caught Eternatus and saved the future of the Galar region. Well, maybe if you used something better than a Pokeball, you probably could have caught it, dude. Just saying. A real hero who battled alongside the legendary Pokemon, Zacian and Zamazenta. I couldn't have dreamed of a better challenger to help increase my winning streak. Now that I've seen just what kind of strength you possess as the greatest of challengers, crushing you into the dirt will show everyone just how strong their champion truly is. Come on, Orange, let's make this a final match that'll go down in Galar's history. No, a match that'll change Galar forever. We're gonna have an absolutely champion time. Man, those stands are packed. This is insane. Even though the story of this game, I gotta admit, hasn't been my favorite, I do love the whole gym challenge, the stadiums, and how much they make you feel like these Pokemon battles actually matter, as Leon slaps his cheeks a bit. And do you hear that? Is that the intro? That's right, the intro song finally comes true as we're challenged by Champion Leon. Oh, the man took off his cape too. That's how you know things are getting serious. Things are getting heated up here, and his first Pokemon will be Aegislash. Didn't Rose have one of these too? It's one of the duties of the champion to get the crowd fired up. Is it though? I think the Pokemon do that for us, bro. But then again, the whole cape thing, Leon's entire act basically is to pump up the crowd, so I get you, dude. I do the same thing here on YouTube. Anyway, we're gonna start off with an Overdrive, as he goes for the King Shield actually, but thankfully Overdrive is not a physical contacting move, which there is a difference between those. Physical moves are like the physical special split, but then there's also contacting moves, as in moves that actually touch the enemy Pokemon. So if you hit a Pokemon using King Shield with a contacting move, I believe it will lower your own attack stat. But thankfully Overdrive doesn't do that, as Aegislash goes for the stance change, the most appropriate Pokemon for Sword and Shield, because it is literally a Sword and Shield, and it's going for the Shadow Ball, which actually does a lot of damage, but I believe we should still be faster, and now that its stance has changed, it is not quite as tanky as before, so one more Overdrive should finish it off. And it does. I love the crowd, man. I think I was just talking about it, but yeah, this game more than anyone before makes you really feel like you're in the Pokemon world. And I know that sounds kind of corny, like something you've heard before, you know, like how the new Spider-Man game really makes you feel like you're Spider-Man, but I'm being serious. This game actually makes you feel like you're a Pokemon trainer. Like, the stakes are as high as they've ever been, with the stadiums, the stands filled, the crowd going wild. Just listen to the music too. There's always like chanting going on, or like a little bit of crowd voices there. And I love the addition of the wild area too, but as you can see, Leon's next Pokemon is going to be Haxorus. And I actually should have gone for, oh my god, but Nightcrawler will live it! Aiming for super effective hits is a surefire way to claim victory, which is exactly what we're doing, so Nightcrawler, play rough with it, and Haxorus will go down. A super effective hit. I'd expect nothing less from your team. Well, you just said it, man. Super effective hits are a surefire way for victory, so of course we're gonna go for them too, as Nightcrawler gains a level for that too. And actually, speaking of the, whoa, wait a minute, Cinderace is coming out next, and if that's what I think it is, oh my goodness, we don't really have anything super effective against it, but we do have Daenerys who can at least tank up fire-type moves, so in case you've never heard of Cinderace, because we really haven't battled one ever before in the playthrough, we're about to see what it is. I mean, technically we battled one in Pokemon Shield, but not this playthrough, as the final evolution of Scorbunny will come out. That's right, the Scorbunny that Leon kept at the very beginning of the game is actually going to be a part of his team. I'm so glad he trained it up and kept it all the way here. And you already know I'm going for the Dragon Darts, boy. Could have gone for a Dragon Dance too. Both the DDs there, Dragon Dance, Dragon Darts, but we do plenty of damage with just the raw power of Dragon Darts, which is barely not going to finish it off, and he goes for the Acrobatics. That doesn't hurt too bad though, but man, I kind of want to see its fire-type move actually. Should we just go for U-turn just so we can actually see it use at least once? As Leon actually goes for the full restore anyway, and even though I don't want any of my Pokemon to faint, I'm going to U-turn out of here and bring out Artorias to maybe get a little bit of revenge going in. You know, I want all of our Pokemon to participate in this battle too, since it is our last bout. And I also don't want to underestimate Leon. I feel like I'm kind of doing that a little bit right now by sending out Artorias here, but I think we're okay for now. So, the Acrobatics, wait a minute, no. Okay, we lived it, but I wanted you to use the fire move, bro, come on. Alright, well this revenge will definitely take it down with a critical hit too. Ha, pretty good, Challenger. That's right, the leak is too powerful, and Cinderace will go down. Although we never got to see its signature move there. I think it's called the Pyro Ball or Pyro Kick. I think we saw it back in Pokemon Shield a while ago, so go back to that episode if you want to see that. Speaking of which, a lot of people have been asking to see the version differences in Pokemon Shield for the last couple episodes and the climax, but there's not really much different between the games since both legendaries show up to help you in the end. I guess during the semifinals there was a battle with B, which will instead be Alistair in Shield version, and I might end up showing that off in a post-game episode, but for now, let's give Seismitoad a nice drum beating. With this thing being a ground and water type, that is going to be 4 times super effective and definitely take it down. See, we didn't even need the Wood Hammer, man. All we need is our drum beating, and Mojo will get to level 64, just like his favorite game, Donkey Kong 64, as it looks like Leon actually has a Dragapult of his own. Whoa, was not expecting that. I guess we'll send out Daenerys then? I'm not really sure if we're going to be faster than it though, but if we are, the Dragon Darts will definitely hurt, but if we're slower, then we're in for a world of hurt, so I guess we'll find out who the real Mother of Dragons is, as Leon's Dragapult comes out, and it is going to be at level 62, as well as a father versus our 64, so I think we should be superior here. Oh man, we should have gone for the Phantom Force actually. Oh well, it's too late now. Drippy Missiles activate, and that is definitely going to finish it off on the second missile. But I wish I went for Phantom Force. That would have been a little bit cooler. Actually, if he would have used Phantom Force too, I think it would have taken us down, because technically the slower Pokemon would be vanished while you try to hit it. Oh man, here it is! Leon's final Pokemon will be the Charizard. And if you guys remember the intro of the game, this might just be a very special Charizard here. So our final line of defense against Champion Leon will be Salsa, although he doesn't really have any super effective moves against him, so I've got no idea what to hit this Charizard with. I'm not finished having a champion time here, and I won't let anyone else. The music timing is perfect too, as Charizard comes out, and this is indeed Leon's final Pokemon, so you can bet he's about to Gigantamax it. Should we actually Dynamax our Salsa here? I believe I read a comment saying that Salsa has never Dynamaxed in the playthrough, so this could be our chance to do it, but we don't really have anything super effective against the Charizard, like I said, so Crunch is kind of our best option. The one thing Salsa's got going for it is Flash Fire, so if Leon goes for any fire moves, we'll be okay. I'll show you what Charizard can really do. It's Gigantamax time! Oh boy, I think I messed up royally, because I'm pretty sure Charizard is going to have at least a flying type move, and that is definitely super effective on our Salsa. So I guess it's a good thing we did Dynamax it. as Charizard lets out its mighty roar. And look at those wings of fire. I know I was hating on this thing before the games came out in my Sword and Shield Galar tier list, but seeing it in action now, I can't help but bask in its glory. But even more glorious than that is our Dynamax Salsa. Extra spicy. Look at that, he's doing a little dance for us there. Oh man, Ball Guy's Dynamaxing too. Always appreciate his support. And the Max Rockfall, no! Oh no. Oh no. Salsa actually lived it though. Somehow. Oh my gosh, guys. This is not good at all. Is the Dynamax Charizard, Gigantamax, you know what? I don't care anymore, man. I always messed it up throughout the whole playthrough. You guys know what I'm trying to say though. The Gigantamax Charizard is actually going to sweep through our team. Unless I think of something right now, because most of my Pokemon I think are weak to it. So Salsa is definitely not going to be able to hit it again. I think I should just go for a potion on Violet maybe, because that's the only super effective thing I can think of against it right now. None of our Pokemon have any rock type moves, and ground doesn't affect Charizard being fire flying, so I guess electric is really the only chance we've got, since we also don't have a water Pokemon on our team. Oh man, this is why I should have brought Charlie along. Oh well. I guess that's it for our Dynamax Salsa. Even though the Charizard is still Dynamax itself, I guess we'll bring out Violet, because she's probably our best bet at taking it down. I feel like we should have stalled out the transformation here, actually, but it's too late now. Violet is out here, so against all the odds, can we do this? Can we take down the Titans and become the new undefeated champion? Alright, Leon's gonna be faster, and I feel like this is about to one-shot us. Oh gosh. Please don't! Okay, Violet lives it! A critical hit too? What? Don't get caught up on a critical hit. Focus on what you're gonna do next. Well, what we're gonna do next is finish you off, Leon. Should have thought about those words a little more carefully, buddy, because the Charizard will explode and go back to its normal form, where it belongs. Should have never replaced Mega Charizard. That's right, rock out, Violet. Oh man, Leon, finally getting a taste of defeat, tossing up the hat like it's our graduation. My time as champion is over. But what a champion time it's been. Thank you for the greatest battle I've ever had. My pleasure. Nice butt. Oh my gosh, that was the longest loading screen ever. I'll probably edit it for you guys, but that took like a whole minute to load into this cutscene. Hey, Mum and Hop cheering us on. Congratulations, Orange! You've beat even the unbeatable champion, making you the new champion of the region! You've become a first-rate trainer, alright? I offer you my heartfelt congratulations! And now that you've grown so strong, perhaps it's time I started looking ahead myself. It's time we adults started working on improving the here and now, for the sake of all that's to come. And you, Orange, what you ought to do now is believe in yourself and your partner Pokemon, and keep on blasting ahead in order to create the bright future we all hope to see. Oh man, all our rivals were in the stands cheering us on. People of Galar, here you have it, a new legend born right before your eyes, your champion, Orange! Those fireworks, that's all me. Bet you can't wait to see what kind of future a kid with this kind of strength might bring about. I sure can't. Let's watch and see what he can do. And that's it, huh? Pokemon Sword has been completed. Director Shigeru Omori, hashtag bring back Morimoto. James Turner as well, the art director. Although I know a lot of people are still conflicted about this game, they did put a lot of work into making the Galar region feel more alive than ever before. And despite all the controversy, we know that Game Freak is made to pump out a game every year, so I'm looking forward to see what they've got in store for us next year, because you already know that they're going to have another game, but I wouldn't mind if they took their time to perfect whatever the next project is, especially if they're doing Sinnoh remakes. I think a lot of people would be very disappointed if they don't have features like the Battle Frontier returning, but let's actually pay attention, because I've heard that there's apparently a mouse cursor somewhere in this scene. Although I don't know at what point it happens. I'll definitely point it out for you guys, or maybe do a slow-mo replay, but this is pretty sick actually. We got Mojo as well as Violet. Part of the band there. The Obstagoon as the lead singer, and both forms of Toxtricity actually rocking out. That's really cool. I didn't even notice the mouse cursor though. Maybe they patched it or removed it somehow. Probably not, let's be real. The one thing I do know is Pokemon barely ever patches their games, so even though a lot of people would argue like, oh, they can always patch the game and fix the issues with like graphics or like the wild area, add in all the Pokemon cut from the decks, it's not gonna happen until next year's game, where they will probably polish it up a little more, or at least I hope so, because sometimes the graphical issues do kind of bother me. Not necessarily the people popping in and out of existence, although the render distance is pretty terrible sometimes. Like, specifically in Winden, you take like 10 steps and the people disappear out of existence, so I feel like those are things that could have been fixed with time. If they had another year to work on the game, they probably could have figured out how to keep the characters around, you know, all the time. Even in battles, trainers sometimes disappear when you use a super move. I'm not a game programmer, so I don't know how hard that is to fix, but I think those are minor issues though, compared to what the game brought to the table, which I talked about a little bit earlier on. This wasn't exactly my favorite story in Pokemon because we weren't really quite as involved in the story, I feel. Team Yell wasn't really a part of it either. They were literally just roadblocks this time around instead of a more traditional evil team. But I do like that they at least switched it up. They didn't make it exactly like every other Pokemon game before. Even if it was for the worse, there were some moments that surprised me. Gameplay-wise, it still is very much the same game that we played 10, 20 years ago, aside from adding camping, which, let's be real, who didn't want to cook curry with their Pokemon? That was sarcasm, by the way. As far as being the first Pokemon game on a console, I definitely had more expectations. I really thought they were going to blow us out of the water and do something completely different, but at the end of the day, it is the same old Pokemon formula with upscaled models from the 3DS games, and looking towards the future, people should know that we're going to get the same game that we always do with just slight improvements and maybe slightly different features, like the wild area, which I pray they improve upon instead of getting rid of it in the next games, whether that's the enhanced version of Sword and Shield or whatever they come out with. It is kind of dumb sometimes what they do, you know, they scrap out some amazing features we all love, like Pokemon following us or the Battle Frontier, in exchange for really dumb features. Like, let's be real, Pokemon camping is cute and fun, but compared to the Battle Frontier, is not even a discussion, but that's what we're gonna get. So if you like Pokemon, if you like the experience of the games, then definitely look forward to the future. And if you thought that this game was a shameless cash grab, then maybe stop getting the Pokemon games. I don't know. Wow, look at all those logos at the end. I like how they put those, kind of like in movies, they put all the companies that were involved in the production, but instead it's the companies in the game. And a final thank you for playing the game. Oh my gosh, the Wooloos! Yo, that was the cutest ending ever. But that's it, guys. The end. Thank you all so much for watching, and stay tuned for the post-game, coming soon to a Munching Orange channel near you.